converted an old oil tank into a house. It's right there.
It's an oil tank, you say?
Yeah. I think I see somebody in the window, maybe.
So I saw this oil tank in 2007. I was down here drinking beer on the restaurant. And I've always been thinking about building some round house. And then I saw this oil tank and I was thinking, yeah, that's the best spot on the island.
Hi, thanks for meeting us. Hi.
My name is Martin.
And I think we spotted your house.
Yeah, my house is there, yeah.
Right there, that's great. I saw it right when I arrived.
It's the best. And then I called the owner and I asked him, can I buy it? And then he said, yeah, sure, you can buy it. And I said, how much? Can we say 50? And he said, yeah.
15,000 kroner, $1,400, cheap.
No. But then I started working with it.
Yeah.
This is an old fishing village. In the old days, they were working with cod. You know, the cod season in January, February, March. But all the fishermen came up to Lofoten to fish the cod that came in from the north, from the sea. So they come back every year. But also in the 80s, they start with salmon factory. So every day comes a big boat in here with salmons.
Is this a road?
This is the road. This is the road to the oil tank.
The only one?
Yes, actually. No, we have some more, but this is the main road. And I made this because in the winters it can be a lot of snow.
Because at one point there was nothing going up here, just the pipe. Absolutely. Right? Okay.
Yeah, because this was the thing with the old oil tanks. You had to put them on the top because when the boat came and filled them up, they had pressures to get to fill. But after they went, you had to have
gravity fed.
Gravity, yeah. Hi, Agnete. So also the first winters we was here, it was so difficult to get this way because here it's always snow and icy, and so this works quite well. Because when it snows maybe 2 hours, then the sun comes and then the snow just goes through and the water goes under. So it's
Hi. Wow, we're getting there, right?
very slowly.
Okay.
So should we go up?
Sure.
From I was 8 years old, I always been thinking, I want to build a cylinder. So when I saw this cylinder, it was very easy for me to say, yeah, for sure, why can't I build something inside this cylinder? Instead of building the whole cylinder. Here we have a cylinder.
What's the radius?
6 meters.
6 meter radius.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's quite small, but high.
Are you ready? Yeah. Okay.
We really had to keep a tight staircase, make everything just really.
This is the top.
Oh, wow. The light up here is amazing.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Wow. It does something, you know, that you don't have many windows below, and then you suddenly walk up to here.
Yeah. Here's the view.
Oh my gosh, it's just.
This is the view. I really like, for sure, Agnete and I, we sit here taking a glass of wine. Yeah. Sometimes I can sit here for hours if it's a really bad weather.
Yeah.
And to just feel the weather on the windows, and that's very nice. Absolutely.
It's really interesting too, though, because you get this completely different view on this side.
Yeah. And that's my favorite, my favorite mountain.
So you obviously picked.
I picked, because I really like this view with the horizon there. Between the islands, you have the horizon, you have the sea meeting the heaven.
In a way, it's almost like a lighthouse. You can project your view.
Yeah.
It's so in a way, probably you being a cinema professional person into cinema photography, it's probably natural for you.
Yeah, but I think also the view can also give you thoughts and inner view. In Norwegian you call it utsikt, out view, and innsikt, inner view.
I see. So that having one gets you more of the other.
Yeah,
A little bit, or
I mean, to sit here and have this view, it gets it. You start thinking more in.
like introspection.
Yeah. It also, since it's a round room with no stiff corners here, so it's also it's more like your thoughts. Your thoughts are, it's more open on the way to. It do something with you just to sit in this chair that goes around, and also in the round house. This is the original. This is how it looked inside. This is the original roof. So I isolated the roof from the outside because I really wanted to have the feeling of the oil tank inside, and the roughness of how they made it to make it out here without any cranes or anything.
How did they?
I don't know.
And that hole was already there for what?
The hole was there because it was also this. The inspection was up on the ladder, up on the roof. Open this one, see how much oil it was left. I think it was around 100, maybe 200,000 liter with diesel oil here.
Wow.
20 ton with diesel oil when it was full.
Amazing. So you just see the islands all around, right?
Yeah, you do.
Yeah. And why do this kind of, I mean, I guess you knew Skrova, you knew the island.
This place it's something unique. So then we talked about, it's unique. Maybe we should find a place.
So it could have been a house, like you were looking at houses. Yeah. Did you look at any houses first? Or?
Yeah, we looked at some houses, but the feeling that always been, my father, in the 70s, my father built some cabins in the south of Norway, and he built these hippie shacks, these A-frame houses. So we talked about it in my family when I was very young, that the only thing we haven't done is to build a cylinder. Here we have a cylinder.
So you saw it for sale, or you saw it and thought, what, does anyone own it?
I asked some people down here in the center, who's the owner of the tank? So I called him, and then it was very rusty and very down. So if I hadn't bought it, he had to use a lot of money to take it away, actually. But everyone on the island thought that this is the really damaged place. Of course, it looked really rusty, no one liked it.
So had you built anything before this?
Oh yeah, I've been building a lot of things. I was working as a carpenter for 15 years.
Jeg har jo lyst på 3 etasjer.
Vi må kutte. Kutta og jekke opp. Når du kutta toppen på colaboksen, så har den ikke noe styrke lenger.
So you found it was just a cylinder, but you decided, what was the decision?
Because we really wanted 3 floors in it.
Okay, er du klare?
But then to have enough space,
Woohoo! Taket går av!
we had to cut the roof and then lift it up 30 centimeters.
Woohoo!
Before I was a photographer, I worked as a carpenter. So I've been always building things. So I've been building it myself.
Martin driver og stimer tanken inni. Det ser jævlig skummelt ut. Jeg orker ikke å være der oppe nesten.
Vi holder på å vaske tanken inni med vann før vi skal male den. En sånn spesialmaling som prøver å holde rusten mest mulig sjakk.
Der starter det. Opp der. Han har prolaps i ryggen. Han går oppover den stigen. Oppover, 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 opp dit.
When you build boats, very often you glue on the isolation on the steel. But I'm into wood. I wanted to do this job myself. So as much woodwork I could do, as much I could do it myself. And what I did, we have just used the steel, and then I have made a wooden construction inside that just stands on the floor, and it's 5 centimeters air between the isolation and the steel. And then I have 12 of this, so it gets
Air circulation.
air circulation.
Oh.
And I have also that up there, you see. So of course you can think when it's 20 degrees inside here and it's 4 degrees or cold minus outside.
Yeah.
It's steel. It's The problem with building inside steel is that it's a lot of humid. But then since you have this 5 centimeters, and it works quite well.
Huh. I actually really like how you kept the kitchen on the bottom.
The kitchen should always be the easiest to get in the food. You can't have a kitchen in the 3rd floor.
So you did a lot of built-in.
Yeah, everything.
That's important, probably.
And also this one. I was thinking like a boat, you know.
Yeah.
And also since I was thinking as boat and it's small space here, it's also this. And these are quite cheap materials. No, this is wood fiber.
Wood fiber.
Wood fiber. Very easy to cut, and it's very easy to put together, and lots of storage. So this goes under the. This goes under the bed in here.
Oh,
To
right. So you used the
to
space.
use, and also here you have just to use all the
space.
all the space.
It does remind me of a boat.
Yeah. Absolutely. Yes, I was thinking, and also I had to do it cheap, you know. I also wanted to have this industrial touch of it. That's why you see the screws and everything.
How did you curve the wood?
Because when you build here a wooden construction, it's quite like this.
Yeah.
But then I used 6mm wood that direction, and then I used 6mm wood this direction. And when it's only 6mm, you can form it quite well.
Okay.
But then it's like a sandwich, and I had the glue between. So this is actually the plates who is making the whole construction that it stands on itself.
Okay.
And then you can see these windows. It's actually the windows is the only thing that only meets the steel. I also wanted to do this without any frames around. I wanted to do it very easy. This is the picture of, you see it's the Exxon Mobil. I really wanted to have the mobile there. And it was a picture of me in newspaper, in the local newspaper here. Suddenly I got a phone from Exxon Mobil in the United States. And they asked me, what are you going to do with this oil tank? I said, no, I'm going to make it as in my cabin. And they said, yeah, that's very nice, but we really don't want to have our logo on this cabin. I said, well, that's okay. But then you can buy some paint for me then. Yeah, they bought the paint.
So ExxonMobil bought the paint.
So I promised to take it away.
I like this floor. What did you use?
It's a rubber floor.
Oh, and just because you wanted to be practical?
And it's also like very often that you have this kind of floors in industrial situations. So it's...
Yeah, it's great. It's fun too, right? The color and the...
We're into orange. We like orange. Yeah. And here you see also we made the stairs all the way up to get the light. And also this was the most practical way to have the stairs so it didn't take too much space in the rooms. Also I like this form. This is the main bedroom. Everything is on the way. Made here.
Yeah. And you just did all this.
Yeah.
And your experience with cabinet making and that.
When I was 16, I went to a carpenter school. Okay. I was studying wood for 3 years. And I worked with wood till I was 30. When I was 30, I changed. So my biggest hobby, that was film and photo, became my work. And my work became my hobby.
So you built the bed.
Yeah, everything.
So were you able to find the materials locally enough? I mean,
Yeah, something I had to buy and to drive it up here. All this bjerk.
Birch?
Björch, yeah, bjerk. This is oak in the stairs.
was it challenging for you to make spaces, livable spaces in a cylinder?
Yeah, it was. I mean, it's a lot of head work. How can you use the space in the cylinder? And also the light, like here, it's no windows here, but to have this window here, so we can get the light from that window in here. But also, I really wanted it to be like feeling of the tank. So like this room, I really like because it's no light here. But I like this. This is a small. This wall for me, it's a sculpture wall. It's very interesting on this side, but it's also very interesting on the other side.
And that wall you made because there was no interior wall.
Here it was steel. It was rusty steel, everything. I remember very well first time I came here. It wasn't any doors here. No, it was only a round that we had to take off. The first time I came here, I had to climb into this hole. I had to take this way, and then we went in for first time. It's very special.
Scary too, right?
It's scary.
You're putting your head into the...
And then we went in. And we were very afraid if it was a lot of diesel, smelling of diesel, but it wasn't.
Was it because it had sat empty for a while?
They emptied it in 1980, and then they used the sand it with the high power sand.
Okay.
This is the toilet. Also, that we needed to do this as cheap as possible. So it's not any heat on the floor. I mean, it's a cabinet, but it works well and it's practical. And since people comes and goes here, and it's not only us, it's nice that it's robust and it's very nice to sit on the toilet. And we've been thinking about where to have the windows. So to sit here and then you see the mountains. It's very nice.
Wow. Not bad for a bathroom.
No, it's nice.
Sometimes the small windows give you like a better frame, you know.
Yeah, and also I found these tails in Oslo. They were for sale, and I was like, yeah, this is perfect for us. Actually, I bought a lot of it, and then we send it up in the post. Send it in the post package up here. This I got when Agnete had her parents here, because they are old. So that's, you can, if you're afraid of, yeah. So it's... Also a funny thing with round houses. If you stand here and you talk just in the middle here, and you will hear your voice will reflect 360 degrees. So when you talk here and you talk here, it's totally different. So it reflects. It's very nice. So it's like a sound sculpture.
Right, yeah.
And also here you can sleep. You can make a double bed here. Actually, you see it's double, so you just take it out so it's gonna be a wall bed. Yeah. And I've been a lot to Mexico, so I'm so very I like the Mexican hammocks. This thing, I made the TV series in Arcade and Norwegian broadcasts. Follow the rescue team in Norway for 1 year. And they were so nice guys, and it was just when I was building this. This is the window of the helicopter.
What?
So this is the window. It's an original window from the helicopter.
But it's just plastic.
Yeah, but you see it was broken, so that's why I got it. The rescue man, he's sitting in the helicopter, looking out of this kind of windows when they are out on mission. I really like that window.
There's
So
a
it's
story,
nice,
right?
It's nice for children also when they're here. Yeah.
And there's a great story to it. Another
Yeah,
piece
yeah.
of your. The light thing is nice too.
Yeah, that's also this. And what I also think is now now it's 2024, so it's 14 years old, this construction now.
Yeah.
And I think we have had, maybe it has been 1,000 people here the last 14 years that has been slept over. And to be that it's been 1,000 people up and down these stairs, and it still looks quite okay. I mean, it's 14 years old now, but still it's still young.
Yeah. And it's just fun. I mean, this is like,
Yeah.
why not?
Why not? Because I was thinking to have it a really nice thing here, but then I didn't want it. And then we just, since they came 10 years ago on a visit, we have never taken it down again. Now we start getting older, so so I use it in the mornings or late evenings.
That's great. Fun.
And this is the letter from Mobile Oil. And then Agnete made this one. You were thinking the tank. But you know, tanken in Norway is your thought.
So a tanken, it means a tank and it means a thought.
Yeah. So you were thinking the thought. You know, it's blowing a lot here, so that's why I made this one. Sometimes when it's here in the winter and it really blows, and you open the door, you get out like a racket, you know, because the wind takes it. Because so that's why I have this one. So it was, you know, when I started, when we built the oil tank, and we wanted one more bedroom, but it was difficult to build something together with it. So then I was just thinking, okay, we make a mirror house. Then the oil tank still can be one and only, and it can mirror itself in the mirror house. So that's why. But you see, it's starting to get. But maybe it's.
Is that the weather?
It's the weather, yeah, it's the weather. But it has standing for more than 10 years. But it has worked quite well. And it works from distance. I like it. It gives you, you don't need to see the neighbor there, you can see the neighbor here. And he don't see that I see him. So.
Yeah. And you built this?
Yes.
What did you use?
I used ordinary glass actually. Ordinary mirror glass.
So you bought mirrors?
Yeah, I bought mirror. It was snowing a lot and I was carrying this big mirroring up here. It was a stressy thing.
And did you break any?
One. So I don't tell it to anyone because you know when mirror is
bad luck.
Bad luck. So I don't tell it. Maybe that's why it's going to be like this.
It's been 7 years. You're okay.
Yeah. This was actually the thing that was the heaviest.
Oh wow! Look at that. You can peek right in.
Yes.
But that's okay because this is private in here, right?
Yeah.
So this is quite simple.
Yes. This is more down to basic, just to have enough money to do it.
Yeah. And the bed is just simple. You built the bed though?
Yeah. It's everything. Yeah.
It works.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, nice.
And actually, the oil pipeline is where the ship is going now. Yeah, so this is the old. I think I like to see the old things here. How they closed it and opened it for the diesel oil to get down. The pipe is the same dimension that you use.
For sewage.
Yeah.
That's perfect.
So you see also this is oljetanken. It's also the tanken.
Yeah.
And it's also a thought. You know, in the Lofoten here, it has been much discussion if they wanted to find, because it's oil here. But Norway have now said no for taking up oil in Lofoten, because it's so, the environment here is not good to start this business up here. So you can think different oil tanks, oil thoughts. So this is
Wow, you see these places right on the water. So would they be fishing shacks?
Yeah, this
some
is
of them?
this is old fishing shacks. Yes.
Yeah.
So all these houses are old fishing houses. That people had a house, they lived in here, and then they had all the equipment in these houses. Some of them now a teacher is living there on the school.
Full time.
She's living full time there.
Right. So now they're more full time homes or rentals.
Yeah, it's. I mean, this it was in the 80s. Maybe it was 350 people living here. Now it's around 180 people living here all the year. And it's not many people left in the school, but still it's from first to 10th degree, it's around 25 children. Hiya.
So it's just quiet and no cars really and clean air and all that, right?
Yeah, but actually I like staying here in off season.
Yeah.
When it's not crowded with tourists, when it's more calm. And it can be a lot of heavy weather. And I really like the weather, you know, when it's blowing and the sea is rough and hiya. This is maybe my favorite mountain in Lofoten. This is my favorite mountain.
Why?
Because I think it's, as a photographer, I like 16:9. You know, it's framing the 16:9 framing mountain. Do you see? All the mountains are so tall. They are 9:16. This is a 16:9.
Yeah, that's great. It's just really.
This is a portrait of the king and the queen.
The placement is great. I mean, it's in the middle
Yeah.
of a what field or what
now
is this?
this is where you dry the cod in the winter. So here in February, it's full of cod drying, and they take it down around June. So this is King Harald and Queen Sonja.
So in with the old fish.
Yeah, together with the king with the old fish.
Okay, here's our first car.
Yeah, this is Ivar.
You know him?
Yeah, he's a fisherman. You know, Norway is built with cod, with dried cod. The Vikings, they were trading cod. And here also, they dried stockfish here also in the winter. And some years ago, we put up an exhibition here. They took these pictures in Burma. So these guys is hanging together with the stockfish too. You know, also we have a good friend here, Roy. He's not a carpenter, but he's like me. He like building houses.
Yeah.
Roy and Mai. Roy was born in Lofoten. Mai, she was born farther north, but they bought this house some years ago. It's an old traditional house that they have made so beautiful. Hello! It's very beautiful, and then he has made a very beautiful new house. This is so nice, this house. He's building it.
Hi, beautiful home. It's not just a cabin. I mean, this actually has design elements, and you just sketched something up, or how?
Just sketched something up and made a model, and kind of this is what we want to build it. I've always been building things, and then we thought, okay, this is an old house, wooden house. Right. So should we build something in the same style, or should we do something totally different?
So what wood are you using?
Pine tree, and cladding there is pine that is heated up to 400 degrees.
Which then weatherproofs it?
It's supposed to can stand like this for many, many years.
I like how you put a box within the house. Was that to keep the bedrooms separate?
Kind of, and also when I turned the roof a little angle, that make the walls come down. Mm-hmm. And we got the maximum height here where we need it in the living room, and also in the sleeping space on top there. So but also it's a kind of a cool thing, and yeah. But of course much more complicated to build. To avoid these beams over here, I thought of it like a boat. Mm-hmm. I've been kind of boat building as well. and think about upside down. So the beams glue together, so it's one frame all over to make it strong enough.
Which technique allows the roof to stay together?
I have laminated beams and big plywood. It's like this is glued and a frame on both sides, so make it solid. You can see it in the top there. It's not finished here.
So that way you can have the roof is totally floating. You don't have any element sustaining it from the inside.
No, it's just the outer wall, and the joint there is so stiff, so it keep it. I'm thinking like building a boat, we just turn it upside down. And it seems to work because it's stand here for 2 years and had heavy storms, very heavy storms and snow, and it's
fine, huh?
It's very fine, yeah.
Maya and Roy bought this house and it was really damaged. It was almost falling apart.
The main structure was good because it's a dry foundation, so you have a ventilation under the house. So
it wasn't rotten from the bottom.
No, even it's close to the ground. It was dry underneath. So I removed all the floors and insulated and I put them in again, new ones. And we have kept the old walls and also the old original color. This is a piece of the old which I used on the wall. So you can see it's a very, very good material. Very, very good. And we found that we made the same the color. Yeah.
This is a traditional Nordlandshus.
Which is what?
A Nordlandshus. We are in the Northland, Nordland. This area of Norway is Nordland. And you can see on the roof, it's stone roof. You see?
So what is that?
It's a schiefer slates.
Slate.
Yeah, slate. Yeah.
So, and I'm assuming that the cladding is vertical.
Yeah, and it's new, but you know, in the old days, if you come and you look inside, you will see, because the old Nordlandshus was building with this. This is old wood, you know. This house is from, I think, 1700 maybe?
1880.
1880.
1880. But the logs are from, do you know where the logs?
It could be another house. It could have been moved from another place.
Yeah, they moved houses from island to island. Yeah.
On just big.
Yeah, because it's maybe they got a better property another place. And this kind of building is just, you can take it apart and then you can put it together.
It's log cabin.
Yeah, you can see it. They do like they're filtering it in the corners like this, you know. You see, this is the old. This is new, but this is the old.
Yes, we took them up and cleaned them.
Also, this door is. It's the old door. You can see it's been here a while. Inside the panel.
It was hidden inside the panel.
Yeah, yeah.
And so you just left it raw here.
Put on the, the little part down there to
Put something so it will slide.
This is also a nice, you see, this is also an old door to just have, and to put the old and the new together.
Yes.
Yeah.
Here also you can see the old wood.
Oh yeah. So this almost looks like an exterior.
Yeah, but
This is the original panel in the
roof, yes.
Is it? So how would they have had such big logs here?
They don't come from the island. They come from the mainland, and maybe they built the houses there, and they took them apart and moved them to where they were supposed to be.
Did you open all this up? Because this feels quite open, or was this just an attic?
We have lifted it a little, and we also did. We opened up to maybe get some light in, but the rooms are like they used to be. And this is a really traditional blue color. It's
Oh, is it?
yes, it's a linolje.
Linseed oil?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Must be that.
And we have a friend over there which is a professional with those things, so he mixed the color for and helped us with that.
In the same island?
Yeah.
And you left this open here? Are you going to?
We have moved the stairs because they were really steep, so we have moved them here. Roy has
Some work to do? Or no? Will he put a...
he has built it.
Yeah. Oh, nice. Beautiful.
We have the most wonderful view from the bedroom window to the Lillemolla, most beautiful mountain.
Oh, really? Are you here through the winter?
Yes.
You do? Yeah. And do you mind that?
And of course it's dark. you know, we're used to it.
Yeah.
I'm from even northern part.
Oh, okay.
So there's even darker.
So a lot of reading and
And it's so beautiful. It's not that dark all the time either. It's a blue light that's really wonderful.
You know, this is the way they live their lives here. You see from the oil tank, the pipeline, that's the pipeline for the diesel down to, because the fisher boats went there and they bought diesel down there.
so the fisherman lived here and then had his boat down here and went and got his diesel there.
In the old days, yes. Yeah. This is where Norway found itself on a way. With the fishing and all the money that came out of fishing, it has been so important for the history of Norway. And not so many people south knows about that. They made this tunnel in the 80s out to 2 of the fishing factories. Because you know now the boats are so big, so they don't need to take the fish on shore anymore. And that's a pity for the whole society here. So this is why we don't have so much fish industry on land anymore. But also in here we have older pictures back to 1880, 1890, about how Skrova was in the old days. This is 1890.
Look at all the boats.
In the fishing time in Skrova, it could be as much as 4,000 fishermen out here. So you can walk from boat to boat.
Just in this tiny island.
Just on this tiny island, yeah. Here you could sleep. This you called lifting, you know, because they had to sail from south of Norway and up here. They used 2, 3, 4 weeks. Then they were sleeping inside the lifting. But when they came up here to fish, they lifted the lifting off. And then they were fishing here for 1 month or 2, and then they put the lifting back, and then they lived in there and they sailed back. So this is fish heads. Here you can see the fish hanging and drying. This happens in winter. Then Lofoten really lives. But it was really hard because in the winter it changed so fast weather. So a lot of people died for sure. But then Norwegian government, they made these rescue boats. This is some old fishing boats getting lift. This is a typical old fisherman. They were built of something else. Here we have the old traditional fishing boat. We call them the perfect Viking ship because they built this kind of boats. There was no engine in these boats. They either rowed it or they sailed it. But then the machine came. This is a steamboat. It changed the fishing completely. Wow. But here you see the whaler boat. So they went up here to see the whale. So here you have the harpunists.
And that's a whale?
That's a whale, yes. That's a minke whale. It's a smaller whale. This is how they did it. Took it up and they prepared it on board. And they were putting it down and they were selling it. Here it goes. Whale beef for Oslo and whale beef for Narvik. This is the winter time here. As a photographer, I love being here in the winter because it's not much light, but the light it's here, it's so beautiful. You don't have any graves here, so one of the fishermen died and then
they would take them
to take them back to mainland. This is finished dried fish that they take down. Huge amount of fish. Here, this is not so old, so here you have the oil tank from the old days. Oh, yeah. Here you have the salt fish, actually. And this guy, he went to United States. A lot of Norwegians did, and most of them never came back. This guy came back, but he came back and he was broke. And then the society here took care of him, and he lived in this house. One of the guys who knew him in the old days said, this he used for water, and he also used it for peeing. And this old woman, she lived here, but when she got old, she had to go into the retirement home. But she wanted to get out here just once more, so her brother was picking her up. This is in the winter. Can you see the ice? This was her last trip out to the island.
So this tunnel would have been for fishing?
This tunnel was so the car came with the ferry, out on the fish industry here, picked up the fish and took it to, yeah.
This is like a car. It's like a car view, really?
This is like a car.
It makes sense here, though.
We have to take care of this history because it's dying.
What was that? It's a fish.
It's a fishing industry place.
I mean, I like building, but I'm so into this story, the historical place.
There's a tunnel there? That's the other side of the tunnel.
Yeah, that's the other side of the tunnel. So this is the other opening because the tunnel goes in two directions. So here it was the other one, the other fishing industry.
This right here.
So that's why you see, so you can see the tunnel.
There's the tunnel.
It was the way of life. You lived in your farm, and then in the summer you was a farmer, and then in October, November you were building your boat.
What are those circles there?
In the old days, when it was 4,000 fishermen here with the old boats, they had to. If you see just a little bit up there, it's a steel construction. It's where they could tie up their boats. So this is a common mark for tiring places for the old boats.
This is how the Norwegians lived by the coast in the old days.
We're speeding up. Hold on to your life.
And I'm really fond of that way of living. So I really like communicate my history and be a part of my history also and know my history.